we're gonna talk about the most under-practiced and probably the biggest weakness of every player, and that's the return of serve. We have the women's race freight #2 collegiate national champion, Ciana Nee Curry, with us. She'll be serving. I'm gonna demonstrate the steps that go into a good return of serve. So, we wanna line ourselves up right in the middle of the court. I see a lot of players trying to protect their left hand, and they think that they wanna stand here so they can get more balls with their right hand. This is a big disadvantage because even if the ball comes down the left, the players are jammed here like this. They don't have enough space to actually step out and make a swing. So you want to be right in the middle. If the ball goes to the left, now you've got enough space and you can extend your arm out. Same thing to the right. Also, if you're lined up over here to the left, you're giving up too much court for a good server who can then blast a serve down the right, and you're going to be a step or two slow getting there. So when we talk about the steps of returning serve, first is the ready position. Okay, you want to be in an athletic position, bend your knees, your weight is on the balls of your feet here. You see a lot of people returning serve and their weight is kind of on their heels like this. You've already lost a step with your weight on your heels. So you're here, as soon as the server hits the ball, you're going to split step and then change direction and go. Very important aspect of the return of serve that most players don't do. So let's see Ciana hit her serve here. And as soon as she's about to make contact, I'm going to make that split step. That split step is going to get me into an athletic position and able to move to the left or right or forward or back wherever I need to go. So after I've made that split step, I see where the ball is going. I want to use a crossover step. So if Ciana serves to my right, I'm going to cross over with my left, come out here, and now you see the position I'm in. I'm in a power position to make a good return here. From here, I can fist the ball to the ceiling. I can fist it back down the wall. I could float a front wall, side wall shot. It gives me a lot of options. If you don't use the crossover step and you take that first step with your right foot, now you're here, and now you're in this position, a very weak returning position. From here, the only thing I can do is throw one up here, which is most likely going to give the server either a back wall setup or a fly kill opportunity. So this is a very awkward move for most people that aren't used to it, but the first step is the split step and then the crossover. From here, I'm covering a lot more ground with this crossover step because now I'm already in a position where I can cover the side wall. As opposed to going this way, now I still have a lot of space and I take another shuffle step here, and now I'm really in a terrible spot, okay? So, ready position, knees bent, feet are about shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit wider, weight is on the balls of the feet. I'm gonna split step as my opponent is making contact, then I'm gonna use this crossover step. Now, in terms of what return I'm going to hit, a lot of that depends on what kind of serve it is. So, if my opponent has given me a power serve and I'm in position, I can try and fist that to the ceiling. That would be the ideal return, okay? Now, if the ball is hopping away from me, a safer return might be to open up my hand and float the ball front wall, side wall, hitting the side wall behind the server, forcing the server to move back into this area where I'll then move into the red carpet area in front of the server. What you don't want to happen on the return of serve is to get stuck back here 38 feet from the front wall where your opponent is hitting from 15 feet from the front wall, because your chance of staying in the rally from there are very slim. So our goal on the return of serve is to push the server out of that service box area, hopefully back here to the back line or the back wall, where I will then move up about where Ciana is standing, and if she is going to try and hit a kill shot from back here, it's going to have to be perfect because I'm going to be up there. So let's go ahead, Ciana. For practicing, let's hit this return to the right. So you see that after I return the serve, even though I didn't necessarily push Ciana out of the server's box, I was able to run in and cover her next shot. So the key on the return of serve, trying to get the opponent out of the front court, and after you return, moving into a position where you're able to get whatever shot that your opponent hits as long as it's not a flat roll. So let's try one more. And that's one of those examples where a great serve, there's really not much you can do with the return. You just say too good and move on to the next point. Now you see that time I used the 2-wall V return. She was looking for a fly kill off a pretty good serve. I pushed it behind her by hitting the sidewall behind her, and I was in position for the next shot. So, the return of serve is something that's going to be difficult to practice on your own, but when you're playing practice matches, really concentrate getting in this ready position, knees bent, weight on the balls of your feet, split step, crossover step, and then from there, you're going to try and hit whatever return you can to push your opponent out of that front court.